Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to Austin's Off-Road Garage, and today is going to be super rad because finally I've reached one of my shop goals, and that is owning a 2-post lift. So we're going to go pick this bad boy up today. Already got the Tundra hooked up to the trailer, and we're going to cruise over to my buddy's shop and pick it up. Wasn't able to ship it to my residential address because I needed a forklift, so we gotta go pick it up. But it's gonna go about here. We gotta move all this stuff so we have plenty of room to work around vehicles and stuff like that. And pretty much what we're gonna do, where I'm gonna do a whole video of us installing it, and it should be pretty freaking sweet. I'm super stoked. This is a game changer for me. Something I've always wanted in here. Something I've always wanted in general. Get you off the ground so you're not crawling around on the ground. 100% paid for by me, which is even more awesome in my eyes because, you know, you got to work hard for your things. But let's cruise over there and pick up that lift. All right, we got her all loaded up. Thing's a little heavy. Yeah, just gonna throw a strap on it and then we'll cruise home and figure out how to get this thing off the trailer. Alrighty, we made it home. Now to unload this thing. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna take the engine hoist, wrap a chain around this end, drag it to where the other end is at the edge of the trailer, set this end down, and then lift this end up, push this end this way, and then put the thing on the ground, and then dismantle it, get all the parts separated and everything. If that doesn't work, then I'll just take everything apart on the trailer and then piece by piece bring it in. So let's get to work. Alright, well that was a failed attempt. It's way too heavy for just myself to move it. So we're going to take it apart piece by piece and unload it into the shop. Look who decided to show up.
Hey, you want to know the most important thing about a motorcycle? A burrito pocket.
Only this kid. So we got it off the trailer. Super sketchy, but that's it for today. We're gonna have to come back and get this thing with a few of my buddies out here. We're gonna get it mounted up, bolted in the floor. So we'll see you in a few days. All right, so what I'm trying to do right now is get this off right here, which is what it came in when it shipped. It's just like a frame they bolted everything to. A couple bolts there. So this is the heavy end because you got the carriage and it's like the main base plate here. That end's pretty light. So what I did is unbolted that front section, lifted it onto a block, unbolted the rear. I put my jack under it to support it and then scooted it out with the jack. And then I hooked it up to my engine hoist, and now I'm gonna lower it all the way to the ground, and then it will be sitting on the ground all by itself. So worked pretty good, I think. So before I can stand these columns up, you have to route the equilibrium cables is what they call them, and they go up all the way up, and then they'll go across the top of the lift and down, And what it does is it balances out the carriages so it lifts evenly. So let me lower this to the ground real quick. See if I can do this one-handed. And not bust my brand new lift. Boom. So that's how I did that with no other tools than just myself. So let's bust out the other one and we'll start routing equilibrium cables. So it's hard to kind of tell, but we've got this all measured out. Basically, we squared it to this door right here. We're gonna call this Bay 1. It is windy out here. All right, so now we're ready to put, we're gonna call this the left post. We just gotta assemble the cables in here, and then we're gonna stand that one up. So yeah, we've got Nolan, we've got Trevor, and Noah. I goofed. I thought I bought an asymmetrical lift, but I'm like, we busted out these cables, and one of them is supposed to be shorter than the other. They're exact same length. So I came over here and double checked what model I have, and I actually have 10S, which means symmetrical, which actually is a really good thing because asymmetrical lifts don't really work for bigger trucks and stuff like that. So go me for messing up. All right, so we've got our cable routed. So what it does is you have this end that bolts, and then you have a crimped end clear down in here you can't see. But this cable goes all the way up and then across the top, and then it bolts into the other post, and then vice versa for that one. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna tip this up and then shimmy it into place about here. Oh! Slow, 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 slow.
Your cable idea worked great, Austin.
Better than hitting you in your face.
All right. So we got 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, dude, that thing's tall.
Good job, man. Dude, that looks way taller. Too.
Yeah, it does, dude. Let's back up. Look at this thing. Okay.
So, Austin, what are you doing?
So, we're just trying to figure out how to route these hydraulic lines before we stand these posts up.
Because what did we already do?
We got excited and we lifted them up into place.
Like that one?
We've never done this before, so we're making mistakes. But what we're doing now is we just pulled this plug out of the bottom of this cylinder. Oh, let me back up. We're gonna route all the hydraulic lines and fittings. So right now we just pulled the plug out of the bottom of this cylinder. You can see it right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run our hose before we put that fitting in.
So pretty much we're gonna have this long or the 6-foot hose here. It's gonna go there, come up to about this point here. It's gonna tee off, have another shorter hose that goes to the bottle for the hydraulics, and then a longer hose that pretty much hits the other side of that tee, goes all the way up, over, and then down the other post.
Yeah, we'll give once we kind of figure it out a little bit more, we'll give you more detailed, I don't know, we'll show you in more detail how these are routed.
A more detailed synopsis.
Dang, dude. Dang, dude, busting out the fancy.
Yeah, I dropped out of college.
All right, so kind of got in a rush, got a little bit ahead of ourselves. We actually had these in place, and then we looked at the instruction manual, and we're like, we don't have any hydraulic lines. So we had to lay these both back down, and we've got our cable and our hydraulic line ran. So it just hooks into the bottom of this cylinder here. You can kind of see it down there. There's a 90-degree fitting on the end of that one. This one runs all the way up, and then it's going to run across the top and then down into this right here. It's going to tee it, or it runs into this line, and then it tees out to our main supply and then down into this cylinder. So this is actually the power side. So this has got like the junction box for all your power and your hydraulics. So we're going to actually move this post to the wall and then move this post over here. Just kind of keeps all our controls kind of tucked up against that wall. I think I'll like that a lot better. So we're making progress really slowly but surely. We're just making sure this is done right. And now we get to heft these all the way up for the second time. Big thanks to these guys for helping me. They've been here since all day. So appreciate it, guys. All right, so we've got everything set up that we needed to set up before putting anchors into the floor. We haven't drilled yet, but we're pretty dang close to there. We've got everything in place. All our lines are just chilling. But it's like 1 in the morning. We're gonna go to bed, we're tired. So we'll see you guys in the AM. All right guys, good morning. We're back out here and we basically double checked all our measurements, made sure we're still square, which we are. So we're gonna come and we're gonna drill our first anchor hole on the power side post. And then if that one's good, we'll do 1 hole over here. And then we've got to install this top plate. You've got to be 1/8 or 1/8 inch within square, basically, or you'll ruin your lift. So we're being extra cautious, measuring a ton. And yeah, let's drill a hole, man. I don't know what else to do. I think we're just gonna have to go for it. We've got 1 hole drilled and we're about to drive this anchor in here. It's like a wedge style anchor. So what we're thinking is we've got to shim this post. It's leaning too far this way, or it's leaning too far this way, so we got to shim it to rotate that way. What we're thinking is we'll drill the holes and then add the shims in after. I think there's enough play we can kind of rock them in there, I hope. But yeah, this is not the funnest part. It's a little nerve-wracking, but I think we'll get it. So yeah, send it home.
Should leave us enough, yeah?
Yeah, perfect. All right, so we've got a couple more holes drilled. So we got to shim this side. So what we did is to keep it square, we drilled this hole adjacent to this one, so that if it does move while we rock this up, we can just square it back up on this hole, that hole over there, and then makes it life easier. Because we're gonna rock this whole tower back and place 4 shims underneath these two anchors here. We've already done this one. We just barely got done drilling that hole. So that's where we're at. We'll probably stick a couple on the back side because we're leaning just a hair. And then this time we'll drill the rest of the holes and we'll be done. Let's hammer this one in. Ready?
She got off on me.
It's still on.
Oh, is it? Oh, I just can't see it? Oh, I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
Like, really? Hard to tell. I like that. Here we go. We'll leave that on there. And we'll rock that tower back and we'll place those shims and we'll be done with this side. All right, so we're slowly making progress. We've got this extra foot pad holder here installed. We've got every bolt, anchor, all the anchors placed, and we just need to, we'll come back and we'll torque these down after we get that post done and then get the top piece in. It's all shimmed nice and level. Looks pretty good to me. And then on this side as well, looks pretty good there. So we've double checked our measurements yet again and we're looking pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and drill our first hole on this post here. Trevor's having so much fun.
So much fun.
It's only like 100 degrees today, and we have like one tiny little fan. And just like that, this post has been set. So now we're gonna shim it. Dude, that's actually, we might have to try that. String a hammock up in between here. The wife might kick me out here.
First use of the lift, hammock.
That's pretty funny. All right, so now all we got left to do on this is shim it. This one was actually pretty close to level to begin with, so it'll probably be pretty quick. And then now we get to move on to routing our cables up and then all the way across, and then pretty much there, guys. After that is the control unit, basically. And like we got to wire in this limit switch and just basic little things. The biggest thing we learned out of this is measure 1,000 times and don't do this in the middle of summer. It's hot.
Or at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. So what you just watched is a time lapse of me and Noah putting this top section on here. What Noah's doing right now is we put these bolts in the wrong hole. So we're just fixing that real quick. And then I'll climb up this ladder and show you the other problem we got. Not really a problem, but just gotta make it work. You can kind of tell we're a little out, but we're just gonna loosen the feet and square everything up. that side needs to be pushed in just a little bit.
That side's not adjusted correctly, so it makes it look more off than it probably is.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
But yeah, we're just fine tuning, but super stoked we got this piece in. And we can start getting this squared up and then run cables. All right, so we've got everything done with the towers and the trough is what they call it. Everything's tight in its place, nice and square. Now we're just doing the safety lock system. And what we're doing is we're gonna run this safety cable basically through here, all the way up and over to the other side. We've got these, they call them a safety weldment. Just got these torsion springs. We got this cable ran, it goes all the way, it's right up here. It goes on that pulley all the way up, and then this side is like the main lever that you, I'm guessing you let your lift down with. So we got that installed. Now we've got Noah running the hydraulic line from the offside post through here. And then it's gonna come down and meet right here. Very nice. It's got these little tabs right here, and what you do is you just pinch them with a some channel locks, get them nice locked into place. Just like that. We have a hydraulic system installed on this good bad girl. I never showed you, but we do have the controller installed as well. So it's looking good. Well, we're back at it. The dynamic duo. Well, trio. Check this out, though. Check this out. We're grilling tonight. We just got to get the wiring done on the lift. Look at this freaking Utah, man. All right, guys. So we're just about got this wrapped up. We're just in the middle of wiring it. So we've got our limit switch up there. Let me climb up there and show you. We got this limit switch all installed so that you can't overlift your truck. And we've got the cables all wrapped up, looking nice. So we're just gonna kind of wire in. We're gonna get this thing to run tonight. We're gonna put the feet on and then this thing's done. Sorry if you can hear a bunch of fireworks. It's Pioneer Day here in Utah. So yeah, we're just about done. We're still perfectly square here. We just measured from that post to that post at the top, and then from down here to down here, and we're square. So yeah, we're just gonna run. We're gonna throw in a 30 amp breaker into my panel here, and then up, and then across to a box here, and then we're just gonna run it up, have a little loop here, and then down to the motor for now. And I think that'll be just fine. Trevor here is the electrician. He's behind the wiring. I'm still learning this kind of stuff, so he's teaching me how to do it. So let's get her done.
Let's do it.
All right, so we've got everything kind of just temporary for now, wiring wise. just to make sure we understand how this all works. We've got fluid, we've got all our fittings filled up. Doesn't look like any of them are leaking either, so that's good. So Trevor, go ahead and let's raise this thing. Dude, it works, bro. Hell yeah. Sick, dude. Alright, that's probably good. Woohoo! Dude. So now all we gotta do is we gotta lower it like halfway down and bleed the cylinders of air. We're gonna call it quits there, guys. And this video is gonna be so long. So this is just kind of an inside look at how to set one of these up. Do this at your own risk, please. It's not really a how-to, it's just kind of a behind the scenes of how to install one of these lifts. And we've learned a ton about these. It's crazy that one of these actually lifts a car, like knowing how they work and all that. Oh yeah, should we test that switch?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Yep. Boom. Cool. So huge thanks to Trevor and Noah, who's not here.
Nolan, who showed up for one day.
Nolan, who showed up for one day. But yeah, guys, just make sure if you ever do this, do it at your own risk. This isn't really a how-to video. I just wanted to show you guys us installing this thing. Super stoked to start using it. It's gonna be a freaking game changer. So thanks for following along, guys. We got a lot coming down the pipe as usual, and give it a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.